Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be continuing what if Naruto was experimented on. So we last left this part off with Konan telling Naruto that she might have a lead on Light's parents. And Naruto was like, okay. And well, he doesn't say just okay. Because like after Konan tells Naruto that, she notices that Naruto just flung some unexpected shinobi back into the Leaf Village. And she's like, yo, like, hey Hinata, what's going on here? And Hinata's like, well, you see, what had happened was, and she basically explains, and Conan was like, she grabs Naruto, but like, well, tries to grab Naruto, and she like when she tries to grab Naruto disappears and appears in front of the guy. It was like, I'm so tired. Well, appears in front of the shinobi. It was like, I'm so tired of every fucking time I run across one of you people. You're always asking me, are there more of me? Are there less of me? Am I gonna die soon? Or some random shit like that. And Naruto forms a tail beast bomb in his hand and was like, give me one good reason why I shouldn't just blow your fucking head off. And Conan grabs Naruto and was like, there's easy. There's one reason. There's children around. And Naruto looks around and sees the kids. And Naruto's like, oh, you mean the same kids that called me a monster? And Conan's like, ooh, um, there's Hinata around. And Naruto's like, "Man, that's just not fucking fair." And he puts it away. Like he disperses the tail beast bomb. And Naruto's like, you lucky there's Hinata running around here. And Hinata's like, I didn't care if he died. And like Konan walks up to Hinata and pats her on the head. I was like, it's okay. It's okay. Bad bad Naruto's gone now. And Hinata's like, I'm not a fucking child. I'm almost the same. I'm the same age as Naruto, if not just a little bit older, a little bit younger. You know, who knows? And oh shit. And like Naruto, like anyway, what's the lead? And she's like, one of my paper clones found out that they used to live somewhere in the sand village. And Naruto's like, oh, let's go there and find something out. And she's like, that's the thing. They still live there. They just are running because they're wanted. Naruto's like, oh, this should be way funner. So basically, Naruto goes to the sand village and he talks to the Kazekage. And Conan's there. Like his whole like little squad is there. So when Naruto asks the Kazekage, can he sweep the whole like land? Like when Naruto asks Gaara, can he sweep the lands for this kid's parents and they are wanted? And whatever happens. Either they can come over here dead, or they can come over here alive, whichever one the kid wants at the time. So the cut like when Gaara agrees, Conan fans out in papers. But when the when the dude like when Gaara looks outside like a window, like looks outside the window, there's like over 1,000 versions, like there's like over 1,000 Conans just all over the place. And like those Conans made some little paper like for each Conan, and then I'm gonna say there's like 1,000 of like I'm gonna say there's 1,000 Conan, and for each Conan they all made two just regular red paper knights. So yeah, and Naruto's like, you know what? That seems about right. That's exactly how I'm feeling right now. And Naruto just like he doesn't even do anything. Like they just go and they're just like talking to Gara about random shit. And Gara's like as the Conans are sweeping the area, like all that's all you can see for miles. Conans in the air, paper clones on the ground. Like these people are just everywhere. And eventually they come across some bandits. And Naruto was alerted because the original Conan was still in the room with them. And Naruto um turns into his max form mode and dips over there with light so he can see if that's if that's his parents or not. So Naruto gets over there, the bandits and stuff are taken care of, as in either incapacitated or dead, whichever one, whoever decided to fight the hardest died. So yeah, no hesitations. So Naruto gets there and like he comes like he gets down and like no one really knew what was going on. So not Light Naruto and Light walked through them and Light was like these aren't none of these are them. And Conan tells the other Conan to tell that Conan like basically Naruto asks the paper Conan that was there with these guys wanted dead or alive. And that the Conan that was the original Conan that was sitting at the base, like basically back in the Sand Village, asks that to Gara, and Gara says no. I mean, Gara says they're dead. They want it dead, so it doesn't matter. And Naruto's like, oh, that's just too good to be true. And Naruto basically just tail beast bomb the whole like just off like in the distance. You see like a massive ball of flame just appear out of nowhere. And like Gara was like, what the fuck, like bro, why? Just why? And Conan was like, I'm sorry if you just turned y'all a part of y'all village, part of y'all territory into the glass village, but we don't talk about it. So Naruto, like Naruto go like now Naruto's out. He's looking for them. Him and Light are looking for them themselves. So they're out with some paper cones looking for Light's parents, and as they're looking, Light kind of senses their chakra. But keep in mind, his chakra is completely different from what it used to be, so they don't know what his chakra signal is anymore. It may feel familiar, like it may feel like it might have hints of his old chakra in there, but that's it. It's just hints. So, like, they're walking through like the desert, and they see like this small like cave that looks like people were in there. And Naruto begins to walk up to it. Now keep in mind, Naruto is in his max form state, so anything that gets thrown at him isn't gonna do nothing to him. So the dude throws a fireball, like a fireball jutsu at him, and it was like the fireball jutsu level was mm, like when Sasuke learned the fireball jutsu and was able to find like shoot it and not just blow it out, that level, like if that makes any sense. Probably when he was like, I don't know, basically it was a decent fireball jutsu. So Naruto grabs it. Naruto uses that left arm that's literally made out of Kurama's chakra, and just disperses the fireball. And the Light's dad, they don't know that yet, but Light's dad was like, "What the fuck? Like, what is that?" And as Naruto's squishing the ball, he was like, "No, that's not nice, is it?" And he just releases the most amount of like anger and hatred within him because well he is the Nine Tail, so of course he'd have a whole lot of anger and hatred in him. and that and the hatred that he just got for them. So Light looks and he's like he gets like wide eyed, and Naruto's like, oh, so we found them. And Light's dad was like, what do you mean? And he heard a baby crying in the background. And Naruto looks back there and he was confused. He was like, so he's just getting angrier and angrier. And Light finally says something. Light finally stands from behind Naruto. And at this point in time, Naruto's full squad is slowly arriving on the scene. So just in case they have to try to restrain Naruto from ending someone's existence and glassing half of the sand village with the massive tail beast bomb. So yeah, Naruto um the first person there was Conan though, because let's be honest, paper. Um so when Conan gets there, she looks at Naruto and she sees Naruto getting angry. And she's like, well, since he's not gonna say anything, from my understanding, you left this boy in the woods to fend for himself, correct? And she points at Light, and the dad was like, oh, Light, what did you do? You found these people to come track us down? And the mom was like, well, basically just not even trying to, doesn't even deem him her son. She basically was like, that was just somebody that came out of me, and that was it. And Light hearing this is like sad, and since Naruto and Light have an emotional connection rather than just a chakra connection, Naruto is like visibly getting more angrier. And Naruto asks them, so you abandoned him but had another child. What was the purpose in abandoning him then? And they didn't have any correct answer. They just didn't want him. They just didn't want him anymore. And Naruto at that point was just like, bro, I am so far. Like, you just don't understand. Like, y'all, I can just destroy y'all both of you guys right now, and I doubt anyone would care. And um when Gar gets there finally, because everybody else is there, like on Naruto's side. When Gara finally gets there, they were like, "Oh, great, now he's here." And the Kazekage was like, "Oh, these guys just wanted for some random fee that they need to pay because they were living in a hotel for too long and didn't pay." And Naruto basically asks Gara how much it was, and he's like, "Oh, just a couple hundred, stuff because they were living in a high end hotel." And Naruto was like, "Yeah, go consult the Hidden Leaf Village about it." And he was like, Gara was like, "Okay." And his sand, he gets back on his little sand thing and flies off. And Naruto was like, "Now give me one good reason why I shouldn't glass you, her, and that fucking baby." And the Light's dad was like, "You can't do that. You'd be a monster." And Naruto laughs and was like, do you not know what I am?" And he opens his eyes, and the slits in his eyes are just throw out, he's his eyes are just all different types of anger. Like, you can see the anger coming off of his eyes. So he asks him like, "Do you not know what I am?" And the dad, the Light's dad was he acts as stupid. He acts stupid, "What are you?" And Naruto was like, "I am the fusion of the Nine Tails and a human." And the ninja, the Knight's dad was like, "That's impossible." And I think people confuse nines with people. I mean, with with the tailed beast. And Naruto's like, oh yeah, well, I'm just gonna be once in a lifetime opportunity, aren't I? So Naruto grabs the dad, and the wife starts to scream. And Naruto looks over at her and like, "You're gonna shut up." And Naruto's like, "Now here's my problem. I didn't grow up with any parents, right? The thing that killed my parents used to live inside of me. Now I am it. So the fact that you just abandoned and he starts squeezing the dad's neck, and he's like, the fact that you just abandoned your son for nothing, and like his eyes start to glow, like just like when he's in his KCM mode, that like his eyes start to glow that color, but brighter. So like he's like, the fact that you abandoned him for no reason angers me. And he drops the father, and the like he's on the floor coughing. And Naruto's like, and the icing on the cake is the fact that, and he turns to the mom and was like, and the icing on the cake is the fact that you decided to have another baby because you fell and you had a miscarriage. It's not his fault. It's your fault. Well, technically, it was the shinobi's fault. But boy, am I gonna strangle you. I'm joking. He's not gonna strangle her. But so Naruto turns to Light and was like, "Well, since this isn't my beef to settle, Light, what would you have me do?" And Light, like showing the same, basically showing the same disdain for his mother for like his mother and father that Naruto does. He was like, I don't know, but maybe we can keep my little sister. And Naruto was like, you know what? No, we can do this. Naruto grabs the father and the mother, and floods them with chakra up until the point where they're like mindless tail beast drones. Like if you like when Naruto goes into the tail beast mode with the four tails tail beast mode, that's what they look like, but they don't have any tails. They're one tailed. They're just drones. Like they're mindless. They do whatever Naruto says or whatever like the other person says. Like anybody that's in that clan, if you're below, like if you're a mindless drone, you'll do whatever they say as long as they're in that clan. So Naruto can go out. Naruto can go and tell those two to go kill off some random family, and they'll go and do that. And no matter how many times they beg and plead for them to stop, they won't. Until like somebody like Conan or Sakura or Karin or Hinata or Light them himself goes over there and says something to it, then they'll stop. And yes, they can recreate, like they can make children, but that's if they're allowed to. So Naruto was like, "Oh, I didn't know I could do that." So they're just sitting there, like they're just sitting there, just walking around. Like they can do stuff by themselves, like they can eat and walk around. But the minute that Naruto and them wants them to do something, they immediately just go and try to do it. So Naruto looked at the baby and was like, "Well, we kind of have to turn it into one of us if y'all planning on making it live with us." And Light was like, I want to do it." And Naruto was like, "Oh, okay." And Light turns the baby into one of them via emotional connection. That and yeah, emotional connection and chakra. So basically, now he's not, that baby is just another version of like Sakura and them. He's not a direct descendant, kind of like how Kairi and the other in Light is. He's just there. The baby's just there. So Naruto basically tells him like, "Yo, um, hold on." Naruto basically tells him like, maybe you should like no. Naruto's like, maybe you should like let them carry, like let someone like Karin or Sakura, one of them carry the baby for right now. And he gives the baby to Conan, and Conan was like, "I'll wrap it in papers and keep it safe." So that's exactly what she does. She wraps it, but she the way. Okay, so Conan wrapped the baby, but she put it in like a soldier, like one of the paper soldiers that she made, and it's like wrapped enough, like it's wrapped up to the point where it'll be safe and warm and protected, but it's also wrapped enough, and it's also wrapped up enough for the fucking paper clone to go out and fight and not worry, like, and Conan not worrying about the baby getting cut or stabbed in the face because of she sent the paper clone out there with the baby inside of it. So yeah, and Light turns and looks at his mother and father and was like, what are they? And Naruto's like, oh, um, I don't know. I don't know I don't know what they are. Um, what are y'all? And they don't answer. Like they're talking and everything. They just can't do things without Naruto say so. As I stated before, like they can do whatever they want, but the minute that Naruto and them say something to them, they're like immediately compelled to do whatever fuck, like to do what they need them to do. And Light was like, "Mom, Dad," and they don't answer. Like like they don't remember. Like when they get turned into drones, they lose all previous memories. So Naruto's like, "Wow, yo, y'all should take that baby in that paper clone and take it back to our base of operations." And you might be asking, well, how do they know that's at? When Naruto did it, when they get transformed into, when they get turned into drones, they know exactly where, like, the knowledge is based inside Naruto, like not like basic knowledge of where to go and how to get there and what they're doing. They know that, so they'll be like, oh well, just gotta go back this place. And they grab, like, they Conan like lets the paper clone jumps away, and they like scatterbrain a little bit, then jump away. And you might be like, oh, they're just like standing there. No, they act feral. Like they act like they're constantly in anger because being a drone is not a good thing. Because like you may have lost all your memories, but there's still you in there. So you're just in a constant state of rage, pain, and anger, and it hurts to be a drone. Like because you forcefully got turned into one. You weren't on the verge of death or willing. You forcefully got turned into a drone. So yeah, they're just in the constant pain, and that's basically what's gonna end up happening to people that's in Naruto's clan that does something wrong. Naruto can reverse the effects and make them into just normal versions of like Karin in them, but let's be honest, they're not. They're gonna stay that way forever. So Naruto and them are like basically taking this slow and precious time getting back to the Leaf Village, and some Zetsus attack them. Just some random ass Zetsus attack them, and then like after they kill off the Zetsus, because let's be honest, those Zetsus aren't lasting that long. Once they kill off the Zetsus, Naruto's like, but we should probably hurry back to the village. like immediately after they get back to the village, which took them, I'm gonna say like almost a half a day, they get summoned to the Hokage's office, and Jiraiya, I'm gonna just say that the Hokage was Jiraiya, or yeah, um, well, the Hokage tells them that they're gonna have a summit with the other villages, and he needs someone to protect them. And Naruto's like, "Oh, I know the perfect things." And Naruto's like, "Yo, come here." And they can hear like any if Naruto is thinking about talking to them, like basically if he's like, "I want those dudes to come here." They don't have to be in the same room to hear him. They can be all on the other side of the world and hear Naruto or anybody that's thinking of talking to them. And when also they also have the ability to like teleport. So yeah, like a warping ability. So when like Naruto's like, "Yo, come here," they just teleported next Naruto. And the Hokage was like, "What the fuck is that?" And he was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. They're friendly." So I was like, "Want them to be friendly, and they can protect you, fight for you, you know. But the downside is that one of us is gonna have to be with you. So you gotta have to pick one of us, or we can all just go." And he's like, I was hoping we all could just go." And Naruto's like, "Oh, okay. When is this summit?" And he's like, "In a couple of days." Naruto's like, "That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome." We're gonna leave now, and yeah, that's about it. We're just gonna leave now. So when those days like passed, and basically what happened in between those days was Naruto um was trying to figure out what these things can do, like without like, cause he didn't know they can teleport in. He just thought of it and they just did it. Like, yeah. So like the command doesn't need to be out like verbally. He can just sit there and like think about it, and it'll happen. Mm. So when Naruto, like within those 5 days, that's basically what was going on. He was just trying to find out. Also, if they give those things a direct like an order, if Naruto gives them an order, they'll immediately disregard their first order and go off what Naruto says. So they can say, "Oh, go kill off the entire Leaf Village," and Naruto likes, "No, scratch that. Go kill off the Stone Village." They'll stop killing the Leaf Village people and immediately go to the Stone Village people. So, um, as they're like when they get to the summit, Naruto is just standing like they're just sitting behind the their Hokage, and the Raikage was like, "I don't remember, you know, us having to bring all this protection." And Garo was like, "I just want to know what those things are." And they're just sitting there like making weird grumbling noises, growling, you know, just normal feral vibes. And Naruto's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. You want some tea? Hey, go get him some tea." And the thing like walks over there and gives him some tea. And Garland's like, "What the are you?" And the thing didn't answer them. And Naruto's like, don't worry about it. Just don't worry. I mean, yeah, just don't worry about it. So, like, it was just they were basically just discussing the fact that Zetsus are starting to appear everywhere. And then like Obito appears and decides that he wants to wage a war. Talking about the fourth grade. Your war has begun. And Naruto was like, oh fuck. Um, okay. And Naruto turns toward their Hokage and was like, see, given the fact that, I can do these things, do you have any prison, like, do we have any prisoners that are supposed to be executed or just in jail for life? And he was like, yeah, why? He's like, oh, okay, then this is gonna be fun. When we get back to the Leaf Village, I'm gonna need that. And he was like, what? And Naruto's like, I'm gonna need that. And Gar was like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. You made these? And Naruto was like, I am Nine Tails now, right? And Gar was like, wait, I am lost. And Naruto's like, I'll fill you in. But this is where I'm gonna be ending this part off. I hope y'all enjoy it. If y'all enjoyed the video, drop a like. If y'all enjoy my content, please subscribe. Anyway, you know the vibes, and I'm Shinobi, and peace out.